Hello everybody and welcome back to Ys. Last video we came into Raston Mine, as per Sarah's words, and we started to make our way through the area. I managed to pick up most of what I was looking for, but unfortunately I ran around like a chicken with its head cut off for the last little bit of the video looking for one final very important item. Now luckily I have found it, so we're going to quickly pick that up and then get the heck out of here. I'm going to go ahead and equip my wings so we can get out of here quickly as soon as we pick the item up. So from the bridge on the southern part of the second floor, what we're going to do is we are going to go north, and then we are going to go left at the first fork, continue following it all the way left or west if you prefer. And then we can see that the chest here has the silver harmonica in it. You may or may not remember that the troubadour in Mania talked about her silver harmonica going missing. Obviously, a lot of silver items have been going missing, so no big surprise that this was also on the list of stuff that was stolen. She says that she values the harmonica more than her own life and would very desperately like to get it back, so we are going to deliver that to her. And with the silver harmonica and the rhoda tree seed, we're going to be able to get what is probably the best weapon in the game. We are going to be extremely powerful once we do these next set of sequences. Let's go ahead and use the wing to get the heck out of here. Now, she is in Mania, but I'm not going to talk to her at the moment. There's a couple of little things that I would like to do first. I'm going to buy another wing from Pim before I go so that I can warp back here conveniently. And you know, I don't think I've actually spoken with Pim before, mostly because he's shady and I don't like him, but he does have some dialogue pertaining to some of the events that are going on around us. The first time you talk to him, he'll mention the sapphire ring that he stole, but he takes credit for helping someone out because, you know, he's a scumbag. If you talk to him again and you're wearing your silver armor, he'll talk about it as if he has seen it somewhere before. But nothing like that's ever been stolen from here, so I'm not sure when or where I would have... Pim does mention that he's not from here, so it's possible that he's seen that armor somewhere, possibly where he came from. I don't really know. Maybe I'm just a bit touched in the head. Yep, I think you are. And then finally we can talk to him again after Sarah's been murdered. The fortune teller, murdered I hear. Didn't see her own death coming. Probably a con artist. Just between the two of us, I always suspected she might have been in league with thieves. Yeah. Not a very likable character, but his views are sort of polar opposite to what everybody else seems to think, so I guess that's kind of interesting. Everybody else seems to like Sarah and think that she's a pretty amazing gal, so for him to say something like that is a little bit strange to hear these parts. I'm going to be heading towards Zepik village, but I'm not actually going to go up to Zepik. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head south 2 screens, and we're going to go pick up an additional item. Now this is not required. Doing this will net you a Steam achievement for a little bit of an extra bonus, but it's not at all required. A little bit of a little side quest here. So go down a couple of screens and you'll find the rhoda tree. If you try to interact with it, it does nothing. Adel just kind of looks up at it in all of its glory. But there is a side path to the left of the rhoda tree, and if you follow it, we can open up a chest here which has a piece of paper in it. And this piece of paper will go hand in hand with the silver harmonica. Remember the location of this rhoda tree because we will be coming back here later. And it can also be noted that there are 2 rhoda trees in this area, this one to the south of Zepik, and there's also one to the west of Raston. And the other tree is exactly the same as the one here. If Adol tries to interact with it, it really does nothing. But you can find its location if you want to. And at another point in the game, once we're able to do a little bit more with the Rhoda trees, the other one will provide you with some additional dialogue if you so choose. After picking up the piece of paper, I'm now going to head back into Zepik. Now that I've entered Zepik and left and then came back again, we have a couple of other things that we can do with both Jeba and Fina. If we talk to Fina, her dialogue should change from the last time we talked to her. This is a lovely village. Jeba introduced me to the villagers and everyone seems so nice. This is the first time I can recall when I felt so at peace. I don't really care if I never get my memories back if I could stay in this place with these people. I know, I should be trying harder to remember, but I'm just so happy here. I think that was different. I hope so. I hope I didn't just read the same dialogue over again. And in regards to Jeba, we haven't spoken to her in terms of the books quite yet. If you try to equip one of the books and use it, it won't be of much use. Adol opened up the Book of Ys and he was unable to read its strange lettering. It seemed like another language. Now, Sarah was able to read the language of the ancients, and because Jeba is her aunt, she should be able to do the same thing for us. So if we want to get those books read and just learn a little bit more information about what's going on, then we can take them to Jeba. Long ago, Ys was ruled by 2 goddesses and 6 priests. Sarah and I are descended from one of these priests. Much of Sarah's power came from the Tova bloodline. I suspect she knew more about the disasters befalling Asteria than anyone could have imagined. And now, unfortunately, she is gone. Well, we cannot grieve Sarah's loss forever. In order to grant her dying wish, you must continue onward, Adol. You must find the Books of Ys. I am fully convinced that you are the swordsman whose coming Sarah foretold. At any rate, the Books of Ys. I'm a bit rusty, but with Sarah gone, I am the only one left who can read the ancient script. And we can ask her to read either of these books. I find Tova is a bit more informative. It sort of elaborates a bit on what Jeba was telling us about the goddesses and the priests. And this is the book that has been passed down in Sarah and Jeba's family. Ys was healed by 2 goddesses and 6 priests. The goddesses embody the spirit of our land and inspire our lives. One represents order and the other, freedom. If we were ever to lose them, all our struggles and achievements would come to naught, and we would never again know peace. We must not lose the goddesses regardless of the cost, even unto eternity's shadow. And we have heard some murmurings about goddesses from some of the townspeople. Some people have heard fairy tales and whatnot. So that's kind of another piece of the puzzle, just sort of talking a bit more about that. And Volume Hadal is the one that we found in the shrine. This one isn't incredibly helpful in my opinion, at least not now. We are going to be getting more Books of Ys, and once we have more volumes, this will all kind of come together and make a little bit more sense. The words recorded in these books will surely illuminate the truth behind Asteria's turmoil, the storm wall, the appearance of the monsters, the continued theft of all items made from silver, and now Sarah's death. I am certain that all of this stems from a great instability in the flow of destiny. You are the only one with the ability to uncover the truth behind it all. Don't put any pressure on me at all, Jeba. Not a big deal or anything. Fortunately, Adol seems like he's kind of up to the job. He came to Asteria to sort of figure out what has been going on, and so far he's been doing a pretty good job. If you leave Zepik and you come back in, you can see that Fina has come back to Jebba's house, and we can now speak to both of them separately. So let's talk to Fina first. Jebba has been teaching me many things since my arrival here in Zepik. Mixing herbs, fortune-telling, the culture, and history of Asteria too. Every day makes me feel complete. All my fears and reservations from my long imprisonment have vanished into thin air. Well, almost all. The truth still petrifies me. Whenever I get particularly scared, though, I just think about when you took my hand and led me to safety. You taught me courage, Adol. Thanks to you, I've been able to look ahead without ever feeling I must also look back. Fina's a very kind and very thankful girl. I'm glad that she's doing well. One of the villagers reported something most unusual. She said she could hear a mysterious voice mixed in with the winds upon the plain, and it was like a whisper. Perhaps the voice belongs to one of the Rhoda, the giant twin trees of Asteria. At one time, humans conversed readily with the Rhoda trees merely by eating their seeds. Perhaps if you should find and ingest a Rhoda tree yourself, you may have a similar experience. Well, as it so happens, we have a Rhoda tree seed in our inventory. That dialogue is 100% completely optional. You don't have to talk to Jebba if you don't want to, but if you don't know that you can actually eat the Rhoda tree seed, then that is a very, very helpful hint indeed. So let's go back to Mania, and first and foremost, we should go and talk to the guy in the bar who mentioned the Rhoda tree seed ages ago. I do believe it was the muscular man. Holy, is that a Rhoda tree seed? Please, could I have just a small piece? I just want to sample it. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to hold myself back. I'm a little worried that if I try it, I'll grow a taste for it, and normal food will never sate my hunger again. It's just good to know that it's real. Maybe someday I'll find one myself, and by then I'll be ready. I like that dialogue. It's pretty comical in my opinion. The taste of the Rhoda tree is just so fantastic that no food will taste the same ever again. Well, hopefully the same doesn't happen to Adol, because we are going to eat this Rhoda tree seed. And hopefully we will be one with nature and we can talk to trees. The taste was sweet but mellow. The instant he swallowed, Adol felt a strange shudder run down his back. Not even gonna touch that one. Anyways, yeah, so we ate the seed, and we should be able to get some more happenings with the Rhoda tree from here on out. And finally, we can go up to the ramparts in Mania, and we will be able to find Rhea, the troubadour. Ah, you found my harmonica. What's that? You say it was in the abandoned mine at Raston. I see. It's just as I'd thought. At any rate, I extend my eternal thanks to you for its safe return. You are a most kind individual. May I inquire as to your name? Adol gave his name. Adol Christin, you say? What a wonderful ring that name has to it. Thank you again 1,000 times for finding my harmonica, Sir Christin. Please do me the honor of listening to my song. Beautiful playing, Rhea. Very beautiful indeed. I'm glad that you got your harmonica back. And as we could see in that short little cutscene there, the Rhoda tree was featured, and what her playing does is it sort of awakens the trees. So with that, you should be able to talk to the Rhoda trees, granted that you've eaten the seed. So it's kind of a two-step sort of progress in order to get to where we want to go. There is one more thing that we can do with Rhea, and I'm going to save that for the next video because we've sort of gone on long enough here. I want to thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.